Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you too. How's it going? I'm so glad you showed up today. I was thinking about you this morning and wondering how everything's going. All the babies are just starting to wake up and we're going to get ready for breakfast and have a good feeding and burping and changing, each one at a time. So it's been pretty chilly still, right? Well, I hope everything's okay at your place. And I was thinking, when I woke up this morning, you just came into my mind. And I thought, a lot of people I've noticed are talking on the group about how each of us started our baby life, baby journey, whatever you'd like to call it. Well, come on and we'll visit while we talk. That works together, doesn't it? Of course it does. I'm so silly. Okay, remember it's early in the morning. So come on and we'll get some babies going and we'll have a chat. At the moment, it's kind of still quiet here in the nursery. Babies are just starting to kind of move around a little wee bit. So we're going to let them wake on their own, and as they wake up, we'll feed them and change them. So they all get to sleep. They all have their own little space, and some of them are sharing, of course, but their space is big enough for what they need and the area they need. So coming into my bedroom, we're going to check on the little ones in here. Of course, they're all still sleeping too. That light changes as you move around with the camera. But that's okay, because look, they're all still asleep. They're all so sweet. And you'll hear my fur baby crying there here in a little bit, because she is saying good morning as well. So, how have you been doing lately? Your baby, how did you start on your journey? I know each one of us have a different journey and a different reason that we started, and a reason that maybe we're still in it. I know for me, my journey started just by learning that these babies were around, and from what I understand, they've been around for a real long time now, starting out as people just wanted to make a more realistic baby and put out there for collecting, and they still do. There's still a lot of collectors that have these sweet babies, but they developed into therapy for a lot of people. And I know when I learned about the babies, I found my first one at a resale shop, and I just went from there. I fell head over heel with these babies, and they were filling a void that I had deep in my life, and they were giving me, or they still are, giving me a feeling of purpose. And they help me feel like I'm accomplishing something, I'm amounting to something. Maybe I needed a baby to hold. I had 4 children of my own, and I have grandchildren as well, but it's not the same as still having a baby. And to me, these babies develop a personality, so to speak, of their own. So to me, they just feel like they're part of me, they're part of my family. They feel like they're real to me in a lot of ways, and I know some of you also feel the same way, but and it's okay, because everybody has different levels of needs in their therapy, and maybe some people don't have therapy needs at all, like we said, it's just a collector's thing. But we have to do what helps our bodies heal and our minds heal. We have to not pay attention to the people who want to degrade us for maybe using sweet babies like this. Even if they do become real to us, that's part of our healing. So I know it's hard to overlook a lot of people that say different things, or that poke fun, or that make fun, but just remember that they do make you happy. And don't let anybody steal the happiness from you that you're getting from your baby. And for me, I know it got to be, well, it still is, it's a joy to find a baby that I want to adopt, but there comes a point where you have to stop, you have to slow down, or stop completely, because it is a very expensive, and it's rightly so, because there's a lot of work that goes into these sweet babies. And the kits are expensive in themselves. The products that bring the babies to life are expensive in themselves. So my little babies, I took out loans and I paid over time. I've been collecting for almost 2 years now, and that's the only way I've been able to get my babies. And once I started out with that first one that I adopted on the site, it was like a whole new world opened up. That baby came, and well, I fell in love with each baby. And the first baby that came, well, the lady packed so many pretty sweet things in there, packed it around that baby, and I opened up each thing like it was a gift, and it was almost like having a personal shower, baby shower. And so when I got down to that baby, though, that's so sweet, because you just reach in that box and you lift that baby up in your hands and you feel the weight of that baby. See, for my therapy, the baby has to feel as real as possible and has to look as real as possible, because otherwise it's just a toy to me. It has to look and feel real. So the feeling of weight of that baby just sunk it in like, oh, my baby. And so I unwrapped the baby and just fell in love with each baby. But unfortunately, you get in here like I did. I got in there because I wanted a baby so badly. I needed to carry a baby around. I needed to have something to hold and to love and to nourish and take with me to town and give me a sense of belonging. That baby belonged to me and I belonged to that baby. So instead of doing a lot of homework and instead of researching what these babies look like and what they can look like, coming from a very talented artist, and then that's usually where you get into the higher prices. But there are a lot of talented artists out there that their babies are reasonable, and like it helped me paying the baby out over time. The babies usually range between $150 to $600 for a vinyl baby. And so I could pay those out over time. And then I've met a couple of wonderful ladies, well, several wonderful ladies that, but the couple of them are artists, and they have really helped me into reaching some of my goals. And so like I was going to say, I was going somewhere, but I started out not knowing all of that, and not knowing that some of these babies aren't going to come looking like they look on the beautiful pictures, that the pictures of the baby look so real. So I learned that the hard way, and I lost some money in that. And I really wish that I could have calmed myself, saved up the money. Well, it was okay. It ended up being okay paying things out and taking the loan. That ended okay. I'm still paying on that loan, and I'll be glad when I get it paid off. But anyway, had I known what to look for, look at the pictures. Of course, the pictures are deceiving. I already found that out. But I wished I would have found Reborns.com before I looked into all these other babies, because most of the time, most of the people on that site are authentic, and they are good artists. Although, unfortunately, there were several babies that I also got off of there. They were pretty when I got them, but they weren't realistic like I thought they were going to be. And I think part of my healing perhaps was to go to the next baby, to the next baby, to the next baby, to see how real the next one was going to look. Was this one going to be more realistic? Was this one going to be more realistic? And each one I fell in love with. And like I said, though, each one developed their own little personality, and the ones that look the most realistic are the ones that I have bonded with the most. And I guess that would make sense because that's what my need is. But even the ones who aren't, they have their own special personality, and I am bonded to them as well, but in a different way.